Jenny from Homestead Corner. Today I've got 10 super easy vegetables to grow in your garden. So today I've got a list of 10 vegetables that are really easy to grow. And I think with all the new gardeners and people that want to grow some of their own food, I think it's really important to start with something that's pretty easy. That way you have success and you continue to keep doing it. Because when you plant a bunch of stuff, and I have done this myself, and had it fail, it makes it really hard to keep going because you tried and it failed. But if you have good success, you are going to keep going, and then the harder vegetables that require more maintenance and stuff are going to not be so hard for you, and you will just keep going and find all the stuff that works really well in your area. So today I have just 10. There are tons of vegetables that you can grow, but these 10 I find are the easiest to grow, and a lot of them can be grown, or all of them could be grown right in containers. So if you don't have a lot of land, you could put buckets on the porch, tubs, whatever you have, you can grow in containers pretty easily. So let's get into this. All right, number one, lettuce. Lettuce is really easy to grow. It doesn't take a long time. You usually are able to start eating it within 3 to 4 weeks, and it's really nutritious. So you've got some fast food that doesn't require a lot. Just keeping it wet is basically the hardest part. So lettuce is one of those things I recommend to everybody, and it gets you going, and you've got some good nutritious food coming in quickly. Number two, potatoes. Potatoes are actually really simple to grow. Once you get them planted in the ground and all covered over, they don't require tons of water, and they're mostly a set it and forget it kind of thing. They will grow and grow as long as you're not having problems underneath with like moles and things like that. Those are very easy to grow. They don't require a lot. They don't even require a lot of water, which is really nice. Number three, green beans. Green beans are another one that are really easy to grow, and you can go with the pole beans, which are easier to harvest and things like that. You don't have to bend over so much. They're easier to see. Or I really like the bush beans. That's what we tend to grow most of the time. They grow really great in containers and raised beds and things like that. We love the bush beans, and they're really, both kinds really produce a lot of beans with very little work to them. Number four, radishes. Radishes are really easy to grow. Put the seeds right in the ground. You don't have to start them in the house. They only take about 3 weeks. And if you like radishes, I would definitely grow some. We like to plant them, some this week, some next week, some the week after. So we just are continuing to get radishes, not all of them all at once. But we like them in salads and sauteed, and there are a bunch of recipes out there of different ways that you can use radishes. Tomatoes are another one. A lot of people start with tomatoes, and I think that's a great place to start because you get a ton off one plant. You really get a lot. They're not difficult to grow, and they grow really great in containers. We grow ours in containers almost all the time. We rarely put them in the ground. And number six, beets. Beets are super easy to grow. I like root vegetables because they are fairly easy and they don't require a lot of care. If it rains a couple of times a week, you can usually skip some waterings and things like that, which saves you work and time. And beets, really all you have to do, the hardest part, is thinning them out in the beginning of the year when they first come up. And you can eat those greens. So sauteing those greens up, adding them to salads. There are tons of things you can do with beet greens, and they are really nutritious and super easy to grow. So I highly recommend beets. And number seven, cucumbers. Cucumbers are super easy to grow. The hardest thing about them is they require quite a bit of water. So you want to keep them nice and moist and lots of watering. And we usually have to water them every single day. But you get a ton of cucumbers and you can pickle those and do all kinds of stuff with them. We love them for sandwiches and salads and tons of things, pickles. Cucumbers are a great one, and if you train them to go up a trellis, they're a lot easier to find when you're picking them, and a lot of times it will save them from getting discolored from laying on the ground. Number 8, hot peppers. Hot peppers are pretty easy to grow once you get them set in the ground. We usually start them in the house because they take a long time. They really take a long time to grow and produce the peppers, but once you get them in the ground and transplant them in, they really don't require that much work. They're pretty easy to just, let them go, and they require quite a bit of heat. Hot peppers love the heat, so we usually put them right into a greenhouse and grow them right in there, so it is boiling hot all summer for them, and they produce tons and tons of peppers per plant, which is super nice. Number 9, onions. Onions are very easy to grow, especially if you start with sets. We usually get our sets at the local farm store, and you just pop them in the ground. They're super easy to plant, and they're one of those things that you can kind of mix them into your beds. Like if you have a little teeny space here or on the edge of raised beds, you could pop them around just to maximize your growing space, and they don't take much work at all, and they just keep growing and growing until you've got a nice good size onion, and they're really easy to put up for the winter, and they are a great one to have. No list of easy to grow vegetables would be complete without zucchini. Zucchini is super easy. It really just takes on a life of its own, but the only thing that you have to watch with zucchini is don't plant too many. I don't care if you got 10 people in your house, you only need a couple of plants, 2 or 3, and you're gonna have so many zucchinis. And the more you pick them, the more you get. They just keep coming on, and you've got zucchinis coming out your ears. If you have more than 2 or 3 zucchini plants, your neighbors are gonna be sick of zucchinis. Everyone in the whole neighborhood is gonna be sick of it because you get a lot from one single plant. So zucchini is a must-have in the garden. It is so versatile, and you can cook it a ton of different ways, and it really doesn't take that long to grow, only about a month and a half, 2 months before you start getting zucchinis off of the plants. But oh my God, don't plant too many. My goodness, you get a lot. And that is it for my list of 10 super easy to grow vegetables. So if it is your first time growing vegetables this year, I definitely recommend at least some of these because they are really easy to grow. They don't require tons of maintenance, and you are definitely going to get some fruits from your labor, definitely. So, and that's it for today. If you like this video, give me a thumbs up. Subscribe. We'll see you in the next video. Bye.